What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I get in my 10,000 steps this morning. It's cold as hell out here. I got on gloves and my hands are still freezing. I might have to go home for a minute and warm up and get back out here in a little bit and do some more steps, or go to the gym. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably go to the gym after I get a few more steps in. Go home, get warm, maybe drink a protein shake, and then head my way to the gym. But hey, while I can still stand it and I still got my hands attached to me, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to y'all a bit more. Shout out to you guys, my subs. Thank you for riding along to 5,000 with me. I'm glad to have you here. Man, let's talk about Charlemagne going on to The View. He went on to The View recently, and to be quite frank with you, I don't know if he'll be getting invited back anytime soon, because he stepped so far off of code. I'm pretty confident that his appearance on there didn't go anywhere near the way they were expecting it to go. So just for some context, you guys know that Charlemagne was a huge Kamala simp. All right, he was simping for Kamala hard. I guess they know each other some sort of way. He's met her. He seems to really admire her. You know, I mean, Kamala as a person is probably far more likable than Kamala the politician. So, you know, it really seemed like personal feelings were driving his, you know, just being a simp, being a stan, being so pro Kamala. It really does seem like personal feelings were at play there. So, you know, I give him a little bit of leeway because of personal biases. But at the same time, when you know you are so influential, when you know you have a platform, people take your opinions, your views, you know, you can't act or advise on personal biases. They're a factor, but you have to learn to check those at the door when you have the sort of influence that Charlemagne has. But because he is such a Kamala supporter, I guess they assumed that by extension, he would be just as much of a Biden supporter, that he would stand 10 toes down supporting what Biden did with the pardon of his son. And he was not. And you can tell they found this extremely shocking. You know, he said to them, basically, everybody expected him to pardon his son. That's not the problem that he has with it. He's like, the problem is that the Democrats like to stand on this moral high ground, like they're better than the other side, and then they do things like this that make them no better than the other side. I mean, really, he was on there cooking. Because the thing is, let this have been a Republican president or any Republican politician of any sort with any influence, and they used it to get their kid out of trouble. Even though we expect them to do this sort of thing for their child, I don't think they'd be as understanding or anywhere near as supportive of a Republican politician at any level using their influence to get their kid off of the hook for something, let alone what Biden is doing with the whole just blanket pardon over the span of a decade. Man, there ain't no way. And so he was kind of calling them out on that, basically saying how, you know, and this is the irony. Charlemagne, is biased as he was when it came to Kamala, he's on The View holding them accountable for being biased. But they were so flustered, they never picked up on that. It may have made a more entertaining conversation if they'd have picked up on that, because it'd have made a better back and forth. But they were so flabbergasted because they just couldn't believe that he wasn't on there saying the stuff that they brought him on there to say. You know, he held them accountable, saying that they never criticized Biden when he did stuff that was wrong. I will give Charlemagne credit. When Biden did stupid stuff, not all the time, but the more ridiculous stuff, Charlemagne would call him out on it. You know, love or hate the guy, when it came to stuff like that, more often than not, he would call Biden out when Biden did something that he felt like was kind of anti-American, if you will. Stuff that was not at all beneficial to the American people. It was serving somebody else. So he pointed that out, how they never hold Biden accountable for anything. Whoopi Goldberg took major issue with this and claimed that that's not true. She holds him accountable, da da da. Now, I'm not a regular watcher of The View, so I honestly don't know if she's ever criticized Biden for anything. But do I think that it's likely that she criticized him for anything? No, I don't. Any clip that I've seen of her talking politics, because I don't even know why these women decide to talk about politics so much, because they're really bad at it. But anytime I see them talking about politics, mainly Biden or anything to do with the Democrats, they are defending everything they do. I really have never seen a clip. So if one exists, you guys check me, let me know. If they, especially like Whoopi or Sunny Hostin, because those are the two main ones. Not the other one so much. Whoopi or Sunny Hostin. Are there any clips that exist of them ever holding the Democrats accountable for anything? Because everything I always see about them that I stumble across myself or sent to me, no matter how ridiculous the thing is, they defend them. I mean, it doesn't matter how stupid they look in the defense of what they did. They do not bend. So Whoopi saying, oh, she's been critical of Biden before, that just didn't sound reasonable or realistic to me, because I've seen her defend the indefensible. So when somebody does that, it's like, well, what can't they do? So if some of these other things you defended on, like the migrants and all that sort of stuff, and they can get away with that and you're defending it, what can't they get away with? If that wasn't bad enough for you to be critical of, what could they possibly do where you actually would be critical? It just doesn't work for me. But Charlemagne was on there holding their asses accountable. Man, talk about accountability from an unlikely place. They could not stand the fact that a guy who they believe to be an ally, and I understand why they believe to be an ally because of how hard he was simping for Kamala, but Kamala is Kamala. I don't know if he messed with Biden the way he messed with Kamala. I don't think he has that personal relationship with Biden that he does Kamala Harris. So all that defending that he would do for her, and it seemed like he'll still do for her. They assumed that by extension he would do the same for Biden, and that was not happening. He said to Whoopi, he just asked her directly, why is it that you can never admit when the Democrats are wrong? You know, he also pointed out the fact that Biden, who everybody expected to pardon his son, was saying all of this stuff about he's going to stand by whatever the decision is, and then he turns around and he pardons him. And Whoopi was trying to say he think that he changed his mind because he's seeing everybody else get away with it. Charlemagne wasn't buying it. He said, you think that he really just decided that like right before doing it? No. And he's like, we all believed that he was going to pardon him. He volunteered that lie to us and he didn't have to. And that really seems to be the crux of why Charlemagne is so annoyed with what Biden did, is because he volunteered a lie to us all. We all, if you're a parent, of course you're going to pardon your damn kid. It don't matter what the hell he did. Your kid is facing years in prison and you have the ability to stop that from happening. Who wouldn't do that? So his argument is we all knew he was going to do it. And for all this time, he kept repeating over and over and over he wasn't going to do it. He volunteered a lie. He never had to say any of that sort of stuff. Charlemagne was cooking. And I find it crazy that I'm even saying that. Charlemagne was cooking. I really don't think I'm gonna be saying that too many times in my life, but he was in this case. Let me know what you guys think, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all soon. Let me get out here, get out of this cold, and I guess hit the gym. Peace.